URBACT is a European territorial cooperation program that enables cities to work together with funny persons like Rosa Surin ach to work on with cities to develop new and sustainable solutions to major urban challenges through networking, sharing knowledge, and building capacities for urban practitioners. Here at the World Urban Forum in Kuala Lumpur, we are with Rosa Surin ach from UN-Habitat, who is one of the persons behind this new urban resilience hub that is going to be launched tomorrow. Can you tell us more about this hub, why resilience is so important in the implementation of the new urban agenda?
Hi, Simone. Well, first of all, I think that this has been very fun. It reminds me of that video of the BBC that I'm in love with, but that's, I like it because we are in live, so everybody can see what is happening here. And we are actually a little bit tired because we are at the 5th or 6th day of the World Urban Forum, and things are keeping moving here. So, the Urban Resilience Hub, let me explain you perhaps before explaining what is the hub or the platform, what is the idea behind all of that. You know that we are in a moment that thinking about implementing all the development agendas, it's going to be very tricky if we don't tackle the urbanization and we don't tackle what is happening in cities. And talking about cities and in about urban systems, what is taking a lot of relevance nowadays in a global arena is the concept of resilience. And this is because thinking about a sustainable urbanization without thinking in the way that an urban system can really maintain continuity when a city is addressing shocks and stressors, and really can keep the loop on that. It's not possible, and there's a way in we cannot think about sustainability without thinking about resilience. So, having said that, it's why the international community and all the stakeholders that are around are putting even more efforts on investment and resources and plans and tools on building resilience. So from UN Habitat, we work in a program that we consider that we are a hub in the way that we understand resilience, because without working in partnership, without working in exchanging the best practices, and without working with the cities and for the cities, it's not possible to create that. So in the way that we were working, that we consider as a hub, we wanted also to have a platform that can really explain all of that. So that's why we create the Urban Resilience Hub, and that's why we are here, because at the end the World Urban Forum is a place in which all of us are exchanging these visions and our projects, so it was the perfect place to be launching a project like that.
The Urban Resilience Hub, as you said, is based in Barcelona, so it's clear roots on the work that European cities are doing on urban resilience. Can you mention some good examples of urban resilience strategies, and how these examples can be also useful for the implementation of the urban agenda? As you may know, there is one very interesting urban network, Resilient Europe, which is fostering the creation of integrated action plans on the topics connected to resilience in cities. There are so many cities connected to it, so how all these examples can be connected also to what some European cities as Rotterdam, Bristol, Potenza are doing with URBACT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said that we are based in Europe, and actually our work is global in that sense. So it means that we are supporting local governments on analyzing and creating what we call profiles of the city in terms of resilience. But it's true that we also have a focus on what is happening in every region of the world. So our experience in Europe has been very strong, because actually we has built our methodology and the relationship that we are having with local governments through the city of Barcelona. So in our case, Barcelona has been a city that has been able to start working in resilience from the very beginning, and from a very holistic approach, understanding that the city as an urban system that needs to be connected, and the information needs to go from one place to another. So at the end, through this connection that we are having with the city of Barcelona, we have been built a methodology that now we are able to replicate in other cities. So but I'm highlighting the case of Barcelona because it's quite relevant and has some characteristics that we are trying also to keep in the track, and we are trying also to have the city of Barcelona cooperating with others to transfer all this knowledge. For instance, we are seeing that is a city that has been able to create a unit that is a cross-cutting unit in terms of resilience. It's a city that has been able to make others understand that resilience is not only about a plan, it's about how we manage the city and the vision that we are giving to the city. So from all elements that we are having, from water, from energy, from social economy, from technology, so everything that is happening in the city needs to be prepared if any shock or stress is happening in a moment. So being able to do that is a city that then is prepared to respond when something is happening. So that's the example that we are always providing, because it always helps us to explain that in a very concrete way.
But as far as I saw, so many big cities are connecting a lot with the global initiatives on resilience. But sometimes for a medium-sized city, it's quite hard to set up an office or a coordination among these. In your opinion, based on the experiences that you saw around in Europe and in the world, what are the steps that a medium-sized city can take to establish a strategy for resilience which is based on the true needs of residents, and how, considering also that URBACT is a program working for better governance of urban challenges, how a city can start this process internally, how to set up resilience coordination in a medium city?
I like this question because actually we are keeping intermediate cities, those ones that are not the big metropolises in a region, as the future of what we understand sustainable urbanization. You were saying, okay, sometimes the city is not able to create a unit, the department don't have the resources for doing that. Of course not. And that's the thing. And that's why we are working with the cities to understand, first of all, what are the capacities of the city itself. So our approach to that point is, first of all, what we need is to identify who from a place can really be able to push forward the track to pass the message to the others, let's say. So first step is capacity building. So it means that we need to raise awareness on what is the concept, and we really need to explain how we reach a resilient city. Second phase is we don't like to work on plans in that sense in which you are proposing to a city what to do. Our approach in that sense is let's analyze what a city is doing, and let's see what is the capacity of the city of integrating the plans that they already have and the strategies that already have in a way that all these things can be resilient. And this is a very different approach, because it means that all the work that a city has been done in a way or in another can be transformed in a way that is resilient. So the first part, that is capacity building, the other that is a diagnosis. At the end, everything is ending in, okay, after having this diagnosis that I've been able to analyze what is my point and my state of art in that sense, I'm able now to say what are the actions that I should be doing, and what are the things that I could be changed, and what are the response that I could be starting. And that's the way. I mean, the way is doing and creating this path together with the city.
What I find really challenging in the strategies of urban resilience is the role of the residents, of the citizens, because I feel that it's not so easy for local authorities to talk about resilience, about how to behave in case of disasters. It's something really sensitive also at political level, I think, in a community. What are the strategies that a city can follow in sharing this effort towards resilience with the residents, with the stakeholders, in order to let them be an effective part of an integrated plan on resilience?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the first thing is to understand what is resilience for doing that. That's why tools like the hub or other activities that we are doing make. And perhaps we can invite the former executive director.
We can invite the former executive director, Dr. Klaus, to our Facebook Live. Dr. Klaus, you want to say something to European cities? We are from URBACT.
As always, I think that the new urban agenda is the future for urbanization. We need to take the principles of the new urban agenda and commit all of us to the improvement of urbanization and making it sustainable.
And we really hope to have in the future some opportunities to work again together with the former executive director of UN Habitat, Dr. Klaus. So as you can see, these Facebook Live are always quite interesting also for the fact that so many interesting people pass by this village. As you can see, maybe I didn't show you this.
Okay, just
yes, sure. I will profit of this minute to make you see also some of the stands here. This is the UN Habitat villages. It's an urban wooden stand with some plants and trees all around. So it's very interesting also as format. It's also it's only one of the many stands that we have here in the exhibition village of the World Urban Forum in Kuala Lumpur. Rosa.
But that's what is happening here. That we are passed from one thing to another. That's the most funny thing. No, we were saying, that fact of how we can raise awareness or how we can explain what is resilience. And this is why, as I was saying, platform like this allows to do that and the concept of resilience. So you are saying, okay, sometimes it's difficult to make citizens to understand the concept. We were now in a session in which the mayor of Quito was really sincere about that, and he was explaining, look, you know what is happening with resilience? That sometimes it's politically not attractive because it's very difficult to justify the actions that you are doing just in case something is happening, So if there's no the political commitment and the responsibility of moving this preparedness of urban systems to respond, then it's when a crisis started. Okay, so yeah, perhaps it's not attractive at the very beginning, but then you will be in a crisis and will be. And understanding resilience in a very holistic approach, in which it's not only about how we are acting about a natural disaster crisis or in a retroaction way, is also when, and I think that there are things that a lot of people can understand when we are having a social crisis, when we are having an economic crisis, when we are having a migration crisis. So all these things that tackle more from the social side, it's all about how we are planning the city in advance. So resilience is about how we are planning the city in advance. That's why it's the preparedness of how we will respond to all of that. And I think that is a good way to explain why we need to be prepared. And also, by telling us stories of what is happening and by telling us stories of success and failure is a way also to see how we can be responding on that.
Yes, there is also the aim of the integrated action plans of URBACT, in some ways giving to the city some tools to plan what will be the city of the future in 5-10 years, and I'm pretty sure that the basic elements of resilience will be included also in plans which are on completely other topics like urban regeneration or social inclusion, because the resilience of a community is the first step towards the future, our urban future. And here in World Urban Forum in Kuala Lumpur, we are having so many great examples of this, and I'm sure that, Rosa, we can continue to cooperate with the Urban Resilience Hub. Just a couple of words about this initiative that you are launching.
So the Urban Resilience Hub is a platform to share best practices and to share stories and to share all the tools that city practitioners and academy can find on urban resilience, with the aim of putting all together in a place, because there was really a lack in that sense to have everything together, and it's also a way to show that is able to, and we are able to work in partnership with others.
Thank you so much, Rosa, and I tell you again that we are going to publish all these interviews on our Facebook page of URBACT, and you will find more information about our projects on Twitter as well, and on the website urbact.eu. Thank you so much, Rosa. See you for the next live in a couple of minutes, here with Tori Di Dio and Domenico Schillaci from Italy, from WePush.